Moody's did not give reasons for not issuing its much-anticipated report, but Severshan Pillay, a credit rating expert, says this is not uncommon. He says it could be that Moody's is waiting for the national elections to pass so that it can assess policy direction. The next ratings calendar date is scheduled for the 1st of November, but the agency can decide to announce its rating before then.
I think the rating agency obviously wants to have a look at the up-and-coming election in terms of what's going to be the outcome. I think in terms of the ANC getting a majority vote, that's going to be quite important. So in terms of them being able to implement all of the policies that they want to do in terms of stimulating growth, I think that they also want to, the Eskom load shedding is quite important. So I think that took them by surprise. And they want to see in terms of how that progresses in terms of the period going forward, especially going into winter and probably a bit more of load shedding and a bit more strain in terms of the national grid.
Moody's last report on South Africa was issued on the 7th of March. Back then, it warned of the impact of low business confidence and persistently weak economic growth, which is hardly enough to improve job opportunities and living conditions of particularly the poor.
If we consider the damage that was done to the economy for the past 10 years, it's not going to be undone over a 12-month period. Yeah. We just have to accept that. To turn around the economy, to rebuild institutions like your SARS, like our security cluster, like National Treasury, it takes time. But what we have seen over the past 12 months is quite positive, such that if we continue on the same trajectory, and perhaps if we get President Ramaphosa's drive for fixed investment to attract about $100 billion over the next 5 years, that will lift economic growth.
So, what then does a downgrade mean for ordinary citizens, and how much worse is it than a recession?
It's different from being just in a recession, because if you are in non-investment grade, the government is sort of in a position where it's difficult to lower interest rates if there's a strain on the currency due to that. And it's the protracted period of your negative GDP or your decrease in GDP is for a longer period of time, or it's difficult to come out of that as it would be just a normal recessionary environment.
Pillay expects some rand strength. He says the markets had already factored in this possibility. He further says there will be material impact on the rand if Moody's moves to downgrade the sovereign, whenever that is. Liabo Setho, SABC News, Johannesburg.